Let us now graph the following inequality on a number line and write its corresponding interval notation. So let us start with x is greater than -2. Since this is greater than -2 and -2 is not included, so we have to use an open circle. And since that is greater than, so we have to make a line to the positive infinity. Okay, so that is the graph of x greater than -2. Let us now write the interval notation of x greater than -2. Since -2 is not included, so we'll just use a parenthesis for that and get your -2 to positive infinity, then parenthesis. That is the graph and the interval notation of x greater than -2. Okay, let us do x is less than -2. And then since -2 again is not included, so we have to just use a, open dot and then to the negative infinity. So in writing interval notation, we have to write first the smaller value. So we have here the negative infinity and then a -2. So since -2 is not included, so we just need to use a parenthesis. So that is the graph and the interval notation of x less than -2. For x is greater than or equal to -2. So since this is greater than or equal to, so it means -2 is already included. So we have to use a field dot. Okay. And greater than, so we have to make a ray that is going to the positive infinity. So that's the graph, and then let's do the interval notation. And then again, we have to start with a smaller value, which is the -2, but then that is included, so we have to use a bracket, and then that is to the positive infinity. So that is the graph and the interval notation of the x greater than or equal to 2. So let us now do for the x less than or equal to -2. And in this case, -2 is included. So you have to use a solid circle and then rate to the negative infinity because it says less than. Okay, so that is the graph of less than or equal to. Now for the interval notations, we have to start again from the left side, which is the slowest value, which is the negative infinity. And of course, we have to use a parenthesis for that. And since -2 is included, so we have to use a bracket. So that is the graph, and the interval notation of x is less than or equal to -2. Okay, so let us now summarize. For x is greater than -2, since that is greater than and it has no equal sign, just use a non-filled circle, and then since that is greater than, so you have to use a ray that is going to the positive infinity. Interval notation, that since that is not included, left side you have to use an open and -2, and then to the positive infinity. Now let's now do for the x is less than -2. Again, it has no equal sign, so definitely do not use a filled-in circle. Then since that is less than, so your ratio will be heading to the negative infinity. And then for the graph, of course, we have to start from the smaller value, which is again from the left side, the negative infinity, and then you have there -2, and since -2 again is not included, use a parenthesis. Now the third one is greater than or equal to. Okay, greater than or equal to. The difference is in this case is that you have to use a filled-in circle. And then greater than, so you have to make a ray going to the positive infinity. So for the interval notation, since it has an equal sign, and of course, you also need to start from the left side based on the graph. So we'll have to start from the left side. And since it is a filled-in circle, meaning to say that that value is included, and in that case, we have to use a bracket, and then we got there the -2. So that is to the positive infinity, and that should be a parenthesis. Okay, now the last one is less than, and it has an equal sign. So less than or equal to, so -2 is included again. So we have to use again a filled-in circle. Is that it's less than, so we have our ray will be heading to the negative infinity. And again, in writing the interval notations, so we write negative infinity and then -2. It is included, so we have to use a bracket.